Hi, my name is Anastasia, welcome back to my channel, and I'm coming to you with another readathon because I just can't get enough of them apparently. And yes, I did just spend an hour doing this makeup because I'm extremely bored and I have nowhere to go, but I have a lot of makeup that I can play with. So the readathon I'm going to be participating this month is the Asianreadathon hosted by Read with Cindy. I'm going to link her video down below with all the details about the readathon, but basically it's going to be running from the 1st of May till the 31st of May, and it's going to be all about reading books written by Asian authors or that have Asian main characters. And it's in honor of the Asian Heritage Month, which is May. So this readathon has 4 or 5 challenges, but I am gonna mention them. I'm just not gonna pick specific books for each one of them, except one, which is, I'm gonna talk about that later. I'm just gonna mention a list of books that I have found through Goodreads and through some of the lists that Cindy has linked down below in her video, and talk to you a bit about them. I have the questions on my laptop and I'm gonna read them for you. Challenge 1 is to read any book by an Asian author. Challenge 2 is read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who you can relate to. Challenge 3 is read a book featuring an Asian character or written by an Asian author who is different to you. Challenge 4, and it's the challenge that I have pre-picked a book, or someone actually picked it for me, is read a book that was recommended to you by an Asian. And a thing to know about me is that I study in the UK, which means I'm blessed with having friends from all around the world. So I texted one of them who is originally from China, and she has similar taste to me when it comes to books, and she recommended to me The Wrath and the Dawn by Readathon. Now I have this book, I just don't know where I have it, because my books are split between Sheffield, London and Greece. So it's definitely not here. It might be in London, if not it's in Greece, which is very not convenient at the moment. However, I'm probably gonna getting this on my Kindle. It's a book that I've wanted to read for a while now. I don't know why I didn't. I think I started it when I had it back in Greece, but I had some difficulties with the language because I was stupid and I didn't check the glossary at the end of the book, so I was like, what the hell does these weird words mean? Well, there was a translation all along. And the last challenge, which is completely optional, is to read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste NG, I believe, or I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but it's just the letter N and G. And this book is actually being adapted as a TV show starring Reese Witherspoon, I believe. So that's a book I'm not sure if I'm gonna be reading because it's contemporary adult, and I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. But yeah, everyone has the choice to read this book and participate in the read-along and the live shows that are planned by Cindy and other booktubers. Now this video is also going to be serving as a May TBR because I have decided, because of this readathon, I'm going to try to read only books written by Asian authors or starring Asian main characters for the entirety of May. So I have compiled a list of books, YA contemporary books and some fantasy books, which will serve as my TBR list. Of course, it's a long TBR list, and I have no illusion that I'm gonna get through all of these books because I think there are over 10 books, but it's kind of like a list I can go back to and see the books and pick a different book if I don't like the one I'm reading at the moment, instead of just looking through Goodreads all the time. However, because there are a lot of books to go through, I'm gonna try and give like a one-sentence description for each book, and I'm gonna start by mentioning all the contemporary books that I'll be reading, that I have chosen. Apologies in advance to every single author whose name I'm gonna butcher. The first book is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Kwang, which is about a 30-something-year-old who hires an escort to teach her how to kiss. second book is The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling by Wei Chim. This is about a girl that is helping out with her family's restaurant because her mother is ill and she falls for the delivery boy, and it basically talks about culture. I think she's either Chinese or Japanese. So it talks about culture, family, and mental health issues. The next book is The Golden Hairpin by, give me a second, Kim Han Sisi or Kiki or Kim Fan. So sorry. This is actually a novel that I'm very interested in and that I'm probably gonna be reading, and it's a mystery novel set in ancient China about a 17-year-old detective prodigy who is framed for the murder of her family and who is later, I think, hired by the prince to catch a serial killer that might be connected to her family's murders. Then we have Girl in Translation by Jin Kwok, and that is about a girl who I think whose family immigrates from Hong Kong to Brooklyn, and she lives kind of a double life where in the morning she's this exceptional A student and at night she works at a Chinatown sweater shop with her family. Actually, the family is not confirmed. I don't know if she works just, as an employee or she works with her family. Then we have The Three Souls by Jenny Chang, and I'm actually so interested in this book because it reminds me a bit of Scrooge. It's about a woman that dies in, I think 1935 China, and she's not allowed to go to the afterlife and she's just watching her funeral happen, and then she's visited by three souls that take her through her entire life and kind of make her review her life and help her make amends. This is such an interesting book, and I love anything that reminds me of the Christmas Carol. So then we have American Panda by Gloria Chow, which centers around a Taiwanese MIT freshman student who is from a very strict family and is supposed to be, this perfect straight A student that will go on to become a doctor and marry a Taiwanese boy. However, she's having difficulty abiding to all these rules, and her life kind of changes when she reconnects with her estranged brother who stopped having any relations with her family when he married the wrong woman. Then I found Mad, Bad and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed, and that is about the lives of two women that are separated by 200 years. They're both Muslim, and one of them is currently in Paris for vacation with her family and is trying to navigate her life as a 17-year-old, and the other woman is living in the 19th century and she crosses paths with apparently Lord Byron and Alexander Dumas. Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu, which is basically a K-pop starlet that falls in love with a journalist. I like it. I'm not into the whole K-pop scene. I've kind of listened to a bit of, what's her name? See, that's how much I know about K-pop people. I don't even remember the name of the band. It's really famous. It's like worldwide famous. Is it EXO? I don't think so. Didn't they, stopped being famous a while ago? It's BTS! There we go. I know BTS. There we go. Oops. But yeah, I know of them. They're pretty good, but I don't know much about K-pop, but I kind of like the idea of, I kind of am trash for any story that is like famous person falls for small town boy, small town girl, journalist, I don't know, bookkeeper, restaurant owner, whatever. I'm a sucker for it. Like the movie Notting Hill, really good movie. Okay, I have two more books in the contemporary genre, and then I have a couple of books in the fantasy genre because I'm a sucker for fantasy and I don't think I can survive an entire month without reading a fantasy book. So the last books in the contemporary genre is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahereh Mafi, and it's all about a 16-year-old girl navigating life after 9/11 and navigating the xenophobic and racist attitude aimed towards her. Tahereh Mafi actually said that this is kind of an autobiography at the same time, because a lot of the experience were taken from her own experience as a girl, as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old girl during 9/11. And lastly is a book that I'm very excited about. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it this month, but if not this month, I'm gonna get to it next month. And it's Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. And it's basically, I don't know if you've watched the 2010 or 2011 movie Never Let Me Go, but it's about children that are raised in this very secluded place and are raised for a certain purpose, to give away their organs to people that actually need it. And it's a very, very disturbing story about, you know, being raised basically to die and living for other people, and also loving, like what love means during that time, what friendship means when you know that your life is gonna end maybe in 2 or 3 or 4 years. And now for my favorite part, which is fantasy. And for fantasy, I have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, I believe. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that all of BookTube love this book, all of Goodreads loves this book, all of Instagram loves this book, and I bet Twitter loves it as well. It's high fantasy, I think it's adult, I think it deals with a lot of heavy topics, and it's not afraid to be gory and to be extremely dark. I don't want to know more, and I looked at the Goodreads description. It was huge. I didn't even bother reading it. It's high fantasy, and usually with high fantasy I just go into the book without knowing much. The next book is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, and it's Japanese inspired fiction, I believe. Yep, that's the only thing I have written down. That's enough for me. I like Julie Kagawa's writing. I read the Iron Fae series by her when I was 15 or 14 or something, and I loved it. I'm currently in the process of rereading it, and it's actually pretty good. The next book is Jade City by Fonda Lee, and it's about a family sworn to protect an island where they live and where jade is mined and traded until a drug surfaces that makes anyone eligible to use the drug, and a clan war breaks out. It sounds mafia-esque, so I'm all for it. Then we have Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, which is basically marketed as Project Runaway meets Mulan, and it's about a girl that disguises herself as a boy for some reason that I don't know, but I love any Mulan retelling, so I know I'm gonna love this one. And keeping up with the Mulan theme, we have We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal, I believe. And it's about a girl that disguises herself as a guy in order to feed her people and to protect her people, and then there is the guy who is known as the Prince of Death because he kills anyone that disobeys his father, who's apparently the king. So she is sent on a mission to find a specific diamond, I think, or something like that, that will restore magic for her to her people, and he's sent to assassinate her. So we have this hate to love Mulan story that I am all for. Also, potential stories are anything by Mary Lou, because I think I have one of her books in London, and I'll be moving there in a couple of days, so I might read that. The Stormcatcher or Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. I don't know what it is about, but it's Jay Kristoff, and I think it's Japanese inspired fiction, so I'm all for that. And the last one is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngan. It's Ngan, and I believe this is a fantasy featuring a female-female romance as well. I don't think I've ever read a fantasy with a female-female romance, so I'd be excited to read one finally. Also, I might get a little cheeky if this month gets too crazy, because I have a lot of deadlines and we're approaching the exam season. So if things get too crazy and I can't read any books, or I can't read many books, I might start reading mangas, which I haven't done in so long. So that's a good thing I'm excited about. They're really easy to read, they're usually pretty fascinating, and some of the stories are very, very original and very, very dark, which I am all for. And that was it for my May TBR and my Asianreadathon TBR. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some new books that you might not have thought of or known. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!